So the verdict is in, and Hannah is guilty. Let me just give the very, very broad background. Essentially, Hannah was working on this movie with Alec Baldwin, and she was charged with taking care of the props, but a tragic mistake was made, and a real gun apparently shot the cinematographer, who was a woman, and she tragically passed away. Again, there's no evidence there was any malice or foresight. However, the person is dead, and Hannah is the person most responsible for taking care of the props. There's just a lot of tragedies, a lot of details which show just this was a really troubled production, and something was going to happen, but the worst case scenario did happen, and someone lost their life. They just weren't doing what they should have done with production. People have this image of Hollywood that every film you have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars. The brutal reality is that most films are done with very small amounts of money, and within that small amount of money, you can only do so much, and they clearly stretched out the budget and did not pay attention to safety regulations. And this woman was overwhelmed. She was just too young, too inexperienced. She faced similar troubles with a Nicolas Cage movie, and good on Nicolas Cage. He walked out because he saw, you do not know what you're doing. You are very dangerous. You are not able to handle this responsibility. And her own life has a really bad backstory with constant accidents. She has a criminal record before this. It's just really, really sad and tragic. Again, does she deserve to be harshly punished? Maybe, maybe not. But the jury spent only a few hours, and deservedly so. There's just really nothing disputing the facts. She's the person most responsible for this death. So finding her guilty is kind of obvious. However, how much should she be punished? It's just very, very sad all around. Again, we have someone dead, tragic loss for the family. She's gone, so of course you think maximum punishment. On the other hand, it's a very young woman. She didn't mean to do this. On the other hand, we just have a lot of evidence that she was not acting responsibly. But again, she wasn't totally irresponsible. She was given many different tasks, so they were stretching her out. A lot of film productions are like this. You're not paid very much. You have long hours. You're exhausted. You're tired. But you want the job, you want to move on, so you're willing to take on multiple tasks. However, this just shows the dilemma that, yes, we all want to work in Hollywood, make billions of dollars, be a superstar, and you got to start somewhere. Sometimes, if a situation is not good, and it's not the right environment, and tragedy can happen, you got to make that tough decision and walk away. Just walk away. You say, oh no, not work again, they're gonna... Yes, it's true. It's true. There's a lot of demands made that you put up with a lot of garbage, a lot of abuse, just to move to the next level in Hollywood. However, sometimes when a life is in danger, possibly, you got to do the right thing and walk away, even if it stunts your career for a while. Just not worth the risk. But she made a lot of bad choices and ignored a lot of signs that this is a troubled production. She could have walked away. She may have lost a lot of jobs, a lot of money, better than someone losing their life. And I know it's a really hard decision, but she made some bad choices. Now she's paying for it. Can't feel too sorry for her, but it is just a really sad affair all around. There's really no heroes, no villains either. But again, of all these people keep saying Alec Baldwin, Alec Baldwin. He was only one producer. This is a collective failure. But again, the person who failed the most was her. Finding her guilty was going to be obvious. But assessing the punishment, I don't know. I think it's going to be brutal, but you can't say it's unfair. It's just a tragedy. It's just a tragedy.